So for today's project, I'm going to fix a couple of different types of latex garments with very much different types of damage. So you can follow along, see what it takes, what is actually possible, and to also just learn the basic techniques and tools that you need. So a piece like this is pretty tricky. So what I'm gonna do is put some tape on it, and then I will glue a piece on the other side. Well, first things first, we're gonna clean it up a bit. Some tape. Whoop. On the outside, it looks kind of like that. To fix it, you actually need a piece of latex like this. If you don't make your own latex clothing, you probably don't have that. You might, however, have another broken piece of latex, might have some holes in it already, and you might be fine getting rid of this one or using the material as the donor for your good piece. Then we go ahead and we will cut it. You can easily use scissors. You might also have something like this. I will draw a line outside. So then you need some rubber cement. I will add a link to the description of a shop in EU. Otherwise, well, I don't know, rubber cement. And I am going to carefully apply this onto the area. Tends to curl up like that, this little bastard. Then you're gonna give it like 5 minutes to dry up and get nice and sticky. Eventually it is going to be ready. It's not as curly anymore, and we just lay it down very carefully. You want to go slow and kind of press it down so you don't get any air bubbles in there, which is very easy to happen. Already. And if you put it down too early, it's really hard to kind of undo that mistake. See, little bubbles in there. That is not ideal, but oh well. And then you want something to roll it over with to kind of make the glue stick a bit more. So here we go. It blends in pretty well. Then we have this little dress in here, which has received a little bit of a large cleavage. So in here I don't really have any purple that matches, so I would probably make some kind of a nice looking element that might add something visually. So I think I'm gonna do a triangle like that. So there's not really a lot we can do in here, so I am thinking of, so maybe kind of like this. Either we're gonna do this, so it gradually kind of goes down here, or we're going to do this, boom, where it does that kind of a zigzag thingy. Not really sure. I kind of like this one a lot shape-wise, while this one is kind of like conservative and easy. There's also that option, which I think I might actually go with, since, yeah, I think that might actually be a fairly safe bet. So this curled up all kind of like that, but in like 5 minutes it's gonna go out again. If you are really struggling with this one, you could use some tape on the other side, but that's really not great for putting it on afterwards. And now we wait for like 4 minutes or so. So we're gonna take this, and now it holds pretty all right. I did not plan this out well, to be honest. This was really bad. I forgot to kind of measure the exact lengths, which would have made it super symmetrical, but I guess I YOLO'd it, and here we are. So once again, we need to make sure that all of this is like nice and without air bubbles. Boom, like that. Before I go over everything with a roller, I'm just gonna remove this one so there would not be any kind of weird shapes. So, when you're doing really large pieces, the problem with latex is that it's really hard to get it accurate. So you can see like these little bubbles, like this one in here, and like something in there as well. So the larger the piece, the more likely it is that you're going to screw it up. So yeah, like super large pieces, laminating like that, not great. But these ones, they're good enough. I also want to put some support in here so it doesn't happen again. So if you have any edges where you still have glue, for example in here, you can clean it up with turpentine. So this one is a pretty bad one. I don't even know how this went in here.
We had to find our way to the car. The money dispatched through and was right our way down there. There were still dozens of them. The mimic itself was before our way to protect us correctly. A group of several dozen crawlers were.
If one side of your garment is kind of nice and smooth and silky, and the other one is super shiny and slippery and so on, it might be that the inside is chlorinated. Chlorinating is a chemical process where they basically change kind of the surface of the material, where it becomes kind of smoother, silkier, it changes the feel of it, but at the same time as well, it's really harder to glue on. So you might need some sandpaper and sand this one in. So in here we have a bit of a longer strip, and with this one we have cling film, which you can then use to protect that from getting all sticky. Wow, wow. So this one was a very messy repair since it kept on crumbling and everything due to this freaking frills in here. As you can see, not exactly the prettiest, but it's kind of covered behind the frills, so it might be fine. These little notches might not be that great against the skin, who knows, but I mean, it might work and it might not, so very rough, might break again, but on the other side it's at least, yeah, I mean, whoop, let's take off this one. I mean, not really ideal, but considering that this is hidden away behind the frills in here, it shouldn't really matter too much, I hope. Then we have a little bit of a corset in here that has taken damage to the seam itself. So to get this glue off in here, you use some turpentine. Turpentine in here is a fairly heavy duty thing that smells like hell, but it is able to actually dissolve the glue itself. Another one you might find and use is nafta. I think that's more common in the States. You could get it from camping shops. It's used for well, burners for camping, I guess.
And it is important that you do both sides, because that ensures that
It's gonna stick properly.
it's been like a little bit of time.
Ah, fuck! Nope, nope, nope. Then we have this rubbery thing in here where in the side. So this is the hole for the arms. So the inside in here I suspect might be chlorinated, so it's not great for gluing, so I will do it on the outside. So in order to have symmetrical stuff, I had a fix in here, and I'm gonna put a fake patch in there.